Hello students, good morning. In this video session, let us discuss about the class Aves. So, it is a second class of superclass Tetrapoda, right. So, this is also superclass Tetrapoda, superclass Tetrapoda, right. So, this is the class Aves or also commonly called as birds. The all birds are comes under this class, that is the Aves, right, Aves. So, here I have taken some examples. So, that is pigeon, these are the commonly what we call in English pigeon, and scientific generic names are there here. So, I have taken here scientific means generic name, right. So, only I have taken the generic name Columba, right, we call it as a Columba. There are many species will be there in this Columba, that is pigeon, commonly called as pigeon, right. So, next the parrot, right, parrot as you know one of the familiar and the longest lifespan it has. So, that is the Stritacula, what you call Stritacula, P will be silent there. So, that is Stritacula, and next peacock. So, one of the attractive bird, right. So, peacock, pav, we call it as pav, and crow. So, crow, that is the Corvus. Corvus is the generic name, that is, yes, and this is actually we refer these names what you call the pigeon, parrot, peacock and crow. So, they are the common names, right. So, in English we are calling this is what, right. So, that is the pigeon, parrot, peacock, crow, right. So, next vulture. So, what you call vulture or eagle, right. So, eagle, vulture, like we refer the term, there are also there are different varieties are there. So, that is neoprawn, neoprawn is the generic name, right, generic name. So, neoprawn we can say neoprawn, and next one the ostrich. So, ostrich is there. So, ostrich is called Strutio, what do you call Strutio, and penguin, yes, that is penguin. So, which is the penguin, that is the aptenodytes, right, what do you call aptenodytes. So, next many are there, emu is there, kiwi is there, and you can take the sparrow, right. So, there are woodpecker, right, myna. So, very different variety of birds, very small to very large sized birds, even hummingbird as we know, that is the very smallest bird, the largest bird is ostrich. So, such general knowledge we have. So, there are most of the birds are there. So, they are usually they are used the wings for their locomotion, that is what mode of habitat is arboreal, we can say arboreal. The most of the time they are living in the tree, right, most of the birds, and most of their lifespan is spending there in the tree. So, that is why we call it as arboreal habitats, arboreal habitats, what do you call arboreal habitat, and they are for the locomotion. In the animal kingdom only it is a very complicated one, that is flight mode, right. So, they are in they are take off and they can fly, right. So, this is what the usually some flightless birds also there. So, that is these examples what I have given: pigeon, parrot, peacock, crow, vulture and sparrow. You can take the example of sparrow, right, and myna, etc. Okay. These are they are able to fly, right. So, here what I have taken examples: ostrich, penguin, emu, kiwi, these are, right, 1, 2, 3, 4 here I have taken. So, these 4 examples are related to flightless birds, right, flightless birds, right, flightless, they cannot fly, right. So, they will use to run or walk, right. So, as we know the most of the birds are flying. So, in different behavioral, different pattern is there to flight, right. So, we will go for the general features of this class, that is aves, general features and important features. So, how to identify this these are the birds, right. So, for example, most of the this other examples may also fly, right. So, means do not think that those animals which are taking flight, so they are not belongs to this, right. So, all are not belongs to this one, even the bat is also flying, bat, and even some other insects also flying, right, large insects, right. So, they are not said to be yes these birds. How? Let us we see, these are, as you know, vertebrates. First of all, they are vertebrates, right, and gnathostomata, they are comes under gnathostomata because there is jaws are there, right, jaws are present, jaws are modified into beaks. Let us we discuss that only now. So, these are the general features. So, these are the flying birds and flightless birds. So, what I have given the examples, and so importantly here, that is body is divisible into head, neck and trunk, right. Body is divisible into head, neck and trunk. So, and even tail is there, and it may be feathery, usually tail is with a feathery tail. So, you can say, right. So, in the head region there is a what you call sensory organs, a pair of eyes are there, and external ear pinna is here also absent, external ear pinna is not there. So, tympanum may present and the presence of ears, presence of ear, so it indicates, but external ear pinna here also absent, you remember in aves also it is absent, right. So, next one, the body is covered by feathers. This is important character here, body is, the skin is covered or the body is covered with feathers, right. So, there are attractive feathers are there which gives the what you call different variety colors in different birds which we observed, that is feathers, right. Next, skin is dry, usually skin is dry because absence of glands. So, without glands, skin is dry and without glands. So, only the gland which is present, that is oil gland is present at the base of tail. So, for example, so when you observe, this is the, you can take it as a bird, right. So, here, right. So, this is what the tail, right, this is the tail, no, here it will be there nearby cloaca at what we call anus, no, here we will not refer it as anus. Digestive system is ends with the cloaca, as I explained in early video what is cloaca. It is a common exterior chamber, that is which receives both the genital system as well as what you call the digestive and even excretory, right. So, that is what cloaca nearby here. So, there is a oil glands, presence of oil glands. So, this is what the one of the example what I am giving here, bird, right. So, this is what the bird, this is the beak, right, and this is the head region, neck region and trunk region, and this is the tail, right. So, next one, the jaws are modified into toothless beaks, very important this one, toothless beaks, right. So, this is the important property, you can say jaws are modified here, the upper and lower jaws are modified into a beak, right. So, in a birds, this is what important feature, that is toothless birds, here there is no tooth development. So, which we observed even in a tooth may be observed in the reptiles also, right, but here there is no tooth. So, they can depends on the mode of food habitat, what called, whether they are consuming seeds or the large seeds, small seeds, again depends on the food habitat, they are eating the dry seeds or fleshy fruits, right. So, depends on this one. So, beak is also modified, or they are flesh eaters, they will, that will be sharp, and fruit eaters, frugivorous. So, the fruit eating birds are called frugivorous birds, insectivorous birds, right. So, in this way we and what you call in duck, that is like a spoon, the beak is modified like a spoon like, right, spatula like, right. So, in this way you might have observed the beaks, right, in a peacock it is become very sharp and like turn, okay. So, bent what we observed, and in sparrow very small one, that is the beak is formed, right. So, next one, the Beaks are depends on the food habitat, they are modified, remember, right. So, next one, the forelimbs, very important for the locomotion, forelimbs and hind limbs, that is what forelimbs, two limbs and the two hind limbs are there, a pair of forelimbs, a pair of hind limbs, that is what the tetrapoda, right, the presence of 4 legs. So, that is what limbs, right. So, here the 4 limbs are modified into wings, this is also one of the important property. So, for the flight mode, 4 limbs are modified into wings for their flight, right. So, next the arboreal habitat, due to flight mode of locomotion. So, they are arboreal, we can say. Arboreal means most of the time they are living in the tree, right. So, arboreal. Even habitat, when you think of the habitat means where they are living, the living place. So, they may, all birds may not be there in the this what we call a tree. So, most of them are present in the tree or located in the tree. They are of course, they are choosing that place. Okay. So, but some other birds like penguin is also present in the glaciers, ice glaciers, and some birds like duck. So, they are found in the water, right. So, other aquatic birds also there, they are depends on the aquatic food. So, they are choosing the depends on their food, what you call the habitat will be chosen, right. So, usually they are adapted also, they are adapted to that kind of what you call habitat, right. So, aquatic birds, glaciers, in ice glaciers also like penguin is there, right, and even in terrestrial or so in any what we call a kind of environment, they also survive, right. So, next the hind limbs, right, 4 limbs are modified into wings. Wings are a pair of wings which are helps in flight, right. So, depends on that they are developed also, right. So, even with the help of this they can fly without taking rest one pole of the earth to another pole of the earth, that is what the Arctic tern, the one of the bird Arctic tern, which can migrate from one pole to another pole. And even the migration is quite common in birds, usually the foreign birds will come to our nation, like in what you call bird sanctuaries, you might have observed that Ranganati to one of the place, right. So, even their foreign birds will also come, yes. So, for the reproduction purpose or for escaping from the winter or cold regions, right. So, they can escape from the adverse effects of that area, again they again they go back to their original places, like migration will be quite common, which is observed due to presence of these wings, right. Next, the hind limbs are modified into legs, right, which are for walking, running, or the swimming also, So, even in duck we observe that in between 2 toes there is a web is there, webbed toes, webbed legs will be present, they will helps to push the water, right. So, fully their toes are completely covered with this what you call the web will be present there, right, which are helps in the swimming. And clasping, what you call clasping means tightly they can hold the twigs of the tree, right, twigs or any parts they can hold, even on wires, okay, they can easily sit. So, due to presence of toes, that is in the form of 3 plus 1. So, usually there are toes are like this, 3 are front and 1 is back, like this, right. So, what I have shown here, this is what the right, 1 is back side. So, this format, right. So, there are 3 are front and 1 is behind that. So, they can easily hold the any twigs or wires like, right. So, they can sit over, right. So, this is what, and the legs are covered by scales, appears to be hard, right. So, they are appears to be hard, right. Next, the endoskeleton, about the endoskeleton system, that is a skeleton system which is present inside. So, that is usually fully ossified, we can say fully ossified. So, ossified means bony tissue, bone, there is a presence of bony tissue is there is no usually cartilaginous bones, right, what called bony cartilaginous tissue is also there, but so the endoskeleton system is made up of here bones, that is what ossified we can say, and these bones are very specialized, right, compared to other animals, in animal kingdom. These bones of this one, what we call the birds, endoskeleton of the birds, are called pneumatic bones, because the long bones are hollow and filled with air cavities. They have air cavities. There is a presence of air cavities in the bones, hence they are become lightweight, right. So, it is also one of the modification for the flight. Yes, one of the important modification. So, 4 limbs are modified into wings. This is one of the important property for the modifications for the flight mode, right, which helps in the bird's flight, right, bird's flight. Next, pneumatic bones. This is what the second I will take, and next we will go for the next feature, that is one of the important character, that is digestive system. Digestive tract with crop additional structures like that is what crop. Digestive system is complete. It's starts from beak to, that is what, mouth to, yes, cloaca. Here anesthesia usually will not refer cloaca. It's a elementary canal opens into the cloacal chamber. So, that is what the crop and gizzards are the additional structures what we observed. So, at the end of the esophagus, so some enlarged part is there. So, that is a part of stomach we can say, but esophagus previous to the stomach, right. So, esophagus also stores what called the temporarily stores the food which is consumed. The animal which consumes the food, no, that will be stored in the crop, right, that is part, right. So, next gizzard. Gizzard is the structure where actually food is crushed. There is the interior teeth like structures are there that will crush the, yes, the food items, that is what gizzard. Okay. So, these are the parts of the what you call stomach we can say. Before stomach there is actually crop, and after stomach region there is a gizzard structures will be there, right. So, these are also important parts related to digestive system, right. So, next one, the heart is completely 4-chambered, right, and these animals are called homeothermous animals or homeothermic animals, right. So, note this point, very important it is homeothermic, either you can say homeothermous animals or homeothermic animals. What it means? Warm blooded. So, whatever up to here what we discussed in the class up to reptilia, so we call them as a cold blooded. They can change their body temperature according to the temperature of the surrounding, right. So, there is no constant body temperature in case of before what we discussed up to reptiles classes. So, but here now onwards, that is aves and next mammals, right. So, they shows that the homeotherms means especially warm blooded we can say, homeothermic means warm blooded animals means again the body temperature is constant, their body temperature will not change according to the change in the environment, right. So, that will be maintained by again feathers, the presence of feathers they can insulate the against this heat or temperature, right. So, that is not allowed to lose the body temperature even they are in the cold region, right. So, or even if they are in hot regions, their body temperature is not rises according to the environment, right, due to presence of feathers, right. So, that is one of the important feature here, right. Next, respiration is done by actually here lungs, right. Lungs are developed here, and there is a additional air sacs also there, the presence of air sacs, this is the additional to helps in the lightweight or air filled cavity what called sacs are here, right. So, along with this lungs, and in the throat region, there is a voice box we call, that is in case of birds we call it as syrinx. So, due to presence of this syrinx, they can yes make such a sound that what you are hearing, yes. So, very what you call loud sound, and sometimes very pleasant sound by some what you call birds. Even the bird is very small, that can produce the huge sound, right. So, that means comparatively what we observe that the sound is very pleasant in most of the quail you can take, and even peacock you can take, very loud sound it is. So, due to presence of that what you call syrinx, right. So, syrinx is a voice box which can produce the that kind of sound, right. Next, sexes are separate here, that male and female are different. Usually female birds are more attractive, and they have feathers, right. So, even in case of peacock also you might have observed, right. Next, fertilization is internal. Fertilization is takes place internal. They can receive the sperms in the cloacal chamber, as even in case of hen. So, once they copulate, they can continuously laying the eggs. That is what fertilized eggs, right. So, next one, the oviparous, they are said to be oviparous because they are laying the eggs. They are not giving birth to young ones. Usually they will lay the eggs, that is oviparous. Next one, they are that what called the eggs are cleodic eggs, because the shell is covered by calcium carbonate. That shell coat is there, no, externally hard coat, that is a shell we call, shell is covered by calcium carbonate, hence we call it as cleodic eggs, right, cleodic eggs. Next, the development is direct. There is no larval stage. So, they can usually the hatching, until hatching the female bird will sit over the eggs which it keeps anywhere in the nest. Either they can, even they have what you call, they can build the nest for the next generation. Usually most of the birds are building the nest in different manner, right, by using different things, right. So, you might have observed that. So, there is also parental care. So, there is a presence of parental care. So, they can prepare the what you call nest, and they will sit over that and use the heat. So, that is what hatching, until hatching, and even they can feed to their young ones. They can feed, they will bring the food and it can feed to the young ones, right. So, as I explained already, digestive system, no, it is ends with the cloaca. Here also cloaca you remember, and in reproduction, when we observe reproduction, sexes are separate, fertilization is internal, and they are oviparous animals, and development is direct, and usually in female, so only one ovary is present. So, this is also presence of single ovary, presence of single ovary is also one of the important feature of flight mode, okay, which is a modified. So, which is modified here, what I have written, presence of wings, modified wings, the forelimbs are modified into wings which are helped in the flight, and the presence of pneumatic bones, light bones, okay, elongated bones are hollow, and they have air gaps or air cavities. So, due to this the bodies become light, and the bodies become boat shaped. Here it is not what you call boat shape, we can see. So, here boat shape means this is what the blunt portions, what you call. So, here, so we can say in the chest region. So, we can observe that the boat shape, right. So, that body shape is also helps to avoid the friction against the air in the air when it is flighting, right. And presence of single ovary will avoid the more weight of the body. So, these are the some points which are related to adaptation of flight in birds, adaptations, some adaptations these are which are helps in the flight, right. So, these are the general characters you remember, and it is one of the important, and here what we observed that the homeothermic animals, these are, you remember, homeothermic animals, right, and 4-chambered heart is there. So, these all the points are important, you remember, students. Thank you. One and all.